Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Killer Collab podcast. Once again, my name is Tone Deaf from Florida, Tony D. I'm joined again with Chris Lato from Reaper Films.
Yo.
And today we're being joined with a couple of special guests from We Massacre Productions. We got Mike and Steve in the studio. How we doing, guys?
Yo, what's going on?
Good,
Thanks
man.
for having
So-
us in the studio.
Oh, anytime. It's pretty good open invitation. Yeah, we do a lot of shows. We just try to get as many people into the studio as possible so we can just talk about the business that we love, the industry that we live in, the one that pays our bills. You know how it goes?
I don't know if it pays our bills.
Well, you know, it keeps
it
my
probably keeps us from paying our bills. Actually,
it keeps my lights on. I think, right? You know.
Nice.
So right now, whenever we bring anybody to the studio, we like get a little introduction, what they work on, who they work with, how they do it, and just picking the brains and showing our viewers and listeners everything, the in depths and what your company does. So, Mike, what do you guys generally do? What is your productions? What is your style?
Well, we're independent filmmakers. We're a company called We Massacre, as you introduced us. What we do, we make films, we write them ourselves, we direct them, we produce them, we find local people who are interested in doing what we do or want to be involved in some way, like our more recent film, Please Do Not Disturb. We've found a guy who was basically a fan on the local scene. He attends the Tampa Bay Screams. He attends the Spooky Empires. He attends all the local film festival events. Named Brooks Bailey. So we ended up talking to him and working with him, and he was game. And so, for lack of a better term, we put him in the ring, and he could go. And so that's kind of what we do as far as finding people. We take all of our influences and kind of put it together. We really operate like an independent band would.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of our thing. We put our inspirations in it. We've been at it our whole lives. Steve's always had a camera and filming and trying to get people. Me and my cousin started out in Hillsborough and Polk County pro wrestling and trying to get into music. He's with the band Burial at Sea now. My wrestling's kind of evolved into martial arts and making movies, and Steve has been making movies and editing them his whole life. He's been getting more and more editing work and producing work with Dustin Seaward Productions.
Yeah, Seaward.
Editing.
Dustin Hubbard, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
Dustin
yeah.
Hubbard. He's been editing Kai Hornet stuff from Alien Society.
Oh.
And so that's kind of, we decided to just build up our own reps and our own chops.
So you guys just pull stuff from do many different genres, or you stick to a specific genre or anything like that?
Their movies are like they're hard to explain. Like they're
Well, that's where I'm getting at.
I've seen most of them. I think I might have seen all of them.
Mm-hmm.
But they've built like this little universe, Creek County universe.
That's right.
Okay.
And they all kind of intertwine a little bit. But they're
Like a cinematic universe?
they're kind of like they're borderline exploitation, but not really. You guys don't really have any nudity in your movies at all.
No, I think just in Lefty Lucy there was a nudity scene.
But that was
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
Kelly Helen Thompson's
Actually, I haven't
choice.
seen.
Like, can I just show my
Lefty Lucy.
boobs? Yeah, can I show them?
I haven't seen Lefty Lucy yet.
Okay, that was the one we
That's
made
probably
with
the one I
Kelly
haven't
Helen
seen.
Thompson.
Yeah. So was that your guys' movie or was that her movie?
It's like we're the dad and she's the mom, and that's the child that we both share custody of.
Gotcha.
Best
It
way
was,
to
it was
explain Lefty
50-50. She wrote she came with me with the idea, wrote a pretty good story, and then we talked about it, and she let us kind of just go 50-50 with her company, and Mike took her story and wrote the full script.
Mhm.
We went over it and everything, and yeah, we made it.
But yeah, their movies they're very dialogue heavy.
Mm.
And they have like kind of odd characters in them, kind of David Lynchy type characters, where they're kind of cool, but they're a little like off. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But I don't know. Like I've watched these guys since their first movie, which was
Rock Bottom.
Rock
Creek.
Bottom Creek.
How long ago was that?
2012. We released it
Yeah.
at the. We did 2 theatricals and the Real Terror Film Festival in the same night.
Right.
And
that's where
that's where
I saw
we
it.
met
I think that's
them.
where we met. Yeah, the Real Terror Film Festival.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Creative Loafing, the newspaper used to have a little film festival that they would have in their space in Ybor City, and it was so cool. Like it was a lot of fun. I mean, God, I've met so many people there. We went, I think we went 3 or 4 years, and we had a couple movies play there. And I mean, I've met so many people just from that little place. I mean, it was a little studio space that was maybe as big as your warehouse.
Yeah.
And I mean, they'd have
It was awesome.
maybe 30 chairs set up, and people were in and out all day, and just sat and watched movies all day. And what was cool about it was everybody was just accessible. Everybody was just walking around talking to each other.
Well, that's how you network.
It was a great networking event. You got to see a lot of cool movies, see what everybody's doing. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and they don't do it anymore, which kind of sucks. But that
same with
that
the
was
theater,
awesome.
the movie co that was down there. They used to be really accessible for independent filmmakers.
Really filmmaker friendly.
How difficult it is to open like a theater, like just an open space, like a warehouse, just put up a screen.
And that's what's funny is
I might even do it, but I just don't have the space. Well, I do technically have the space.
That's what's funny is the movie co. And we used to be able to rent that place for $300 on a Saturday night at 8:00, and I was having film festivals there.
Yeah.
And we were all day long for $300. I would have a theater for all day for $300.
Yeah.
And then when the AMC bought them out, AMC's like the freaking devil, and now it's like $1,500 to rent the space or whatever. But that's the thing, is that there's no theaters around anymore that you can rent out to show your movies, and it's really shitty.
It's crippling on the industry there.
And it's funny because there's a new place that opened up in I think in St. Petersburg, and it's an independent theater, just opened not too long ago. And Sean called them because we were thinking about doing something for Zed's Dead, and we talked to the owner, and he was just like, "Yeah, you got to pay us $350 for the day." And now this place only holds 100 people, so we got to pay $350 to rent the theater. And he gets half the ticket prices.
What?
I'm like, why?
Yeah,
who would do this for 100 people? Like, even if you charge $10, what are you gonna make, $500? And then I got to pay $350 for the theater, so I'm gonna make $200 to.
Yeah,
exactly.
Stupid.
If they could work to develop relationships with the local artists, they could have that cash flow always coming in, and not worry about the one-off taking the big.
And that's the thing, is like I'm thinking to myself, all right, so we're gonna bring 100 people to your brand new theater. And all these people are in the film industry and would probably want to rent your place in the future, but you're pricing yourself out of the market just for one day. You're not looking at the big picture or the big scope. Everybody's going to buy popcorn and drinks and whatever. That's where you make your money, and you're going to have all these people seeing your new theater. Yeah. So if I was a new business owner, I would try to get as many people into that theater as possible, just so the word gets out.
Familiarity too. Hey, you want to head back to that theater?
Cool theater, man.
Yeah, that's how business works. You get your feelers out there, you attract more business. Like, it's not.
I guess this guy didn't see it that way.
Yeah.
Well,
kind of
a lot of people don't want
us and turned us right off. Like, I'll never go there now.
Well, I don't think they want to be classified as maybe the genre they weren't too happy about, or maybe they weren't happy about. Just what they
it wasn't even that. Like, we didn't even tell them anything about the movie. We were just like, we got a movie, we want to show it. 100 people. I mean, we would probably do 2 showings.
That's awful.
And he was like, "Yeah, you can either pay us half." Like, we wanted to sell our own tickets. Which is what we normally would do. We would just rent the theater, sell our own tickets. And this guy's like, "Yeah, I would have to handle selling the tickets, and I would get half of the ticket price." And we're just like,
a lot of times,
no.
A lot of times it seems as if they're just they're almost like, oh man, this guy made a movie, and here I am just hustling movies all day. Dang, and they want to cut in on it or try to just make you or you walk away.
Hey, the distributor's supposed to do that.
The distributor's supposed to rape you, not the viewer.
We looked into a lot of places when we did Creekers. We were trying to get it out there, and there's you probably familiar with there's a drive-in, family-owned drive-in.
Yeah, it's like Silver.
They wanted like $10,000 or some ridiculous, like $7,000.
They told us it was for like insurance reasons and this and that. It's like, what, you're running
like, you should have insurance already.
It doesn't affect
you. Understand how much money we're we're going to make you with concessions alone, and
Exactly.
people coming to see our film, and it's like,
And that's where theaters make their money, is the popcorn and drinks.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? Like, they don't make money
The-
on the first run.
Oh,
the
yeah.
$10 drinks that only cost them $1.50.
Yeah.
That's where they
Like,
make
it's
their money.
crazy.
Well, to that point, the Bellagio though has always been pretty decent.
Yeah, that's the
They've been
last
great.
kind of place that you can really
And-
get for pretty
And when
pretty
we
inexpensive.
when we've done
didn't
events,
they didn't even charge us. They just
they
said,
split whatever we got and pulled in. And I mean, we had everybody came out, and we try to do stuff where everybody can get a leg in. It's not just about our film
Yeah.
coming that night.
Yeah.
It's about Joel Weinkoop and everybody else's films too, and them coming out and glad handed.
when we did the King James premiere, we had like Joel set up a table, and we had a couple of different people come up, set tables, and promote their stuff, and
Yeah,
it was just like one big giant event for everybody. All the
Yeah. The
filmmakers.
only problem with the Bellagio is it doesn't hold a lot of people. Like, would you get 50 people in their biggest theater?
No, it was more than that. It
You
was,
get
I think,
100 people for
Yeah.
Left and Loose.
Do they have 100 people there? Wow.
yeah. And King
Um,
James, I think, was over 100, like 120, I believe.
It just sucks the movie co, man. Like, I miss it. Like, when I did my first premiere, Housewife Slasher there, we had a 250 seat theater and filled it.
Yeah.
Like, we were sold out.
Me and Mick were there the second night.
I made my whole damn budget. Yeah, I ended up having a second screening.
I don't know if you remember, but we were
Yeah,
there.
I
It was
remember.
the
I ended up
first
having a
time I met
second
you.
screening, and I made my whole budget back
Yeah, that's how
just
we
by
figured-
having a premiere. It was crazy.
That's where we set our goal off of, because we were like, we can get in the theater with Rock Bottom
Right.
Creek, but we got to go all in. And then we ended up doing it the same day as that film festival, so
Yeah.
we could have two showings, and the overflow would help out the locals.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good idea.
It's all about the community. All about the community. We
Yes.
want to build up this community. We want to, get some notoriety. We want to make sure that we're, future-proof our industry, especially here, where pretty much in Tampa Bay area, it's being like washed out and
Yeah, it is.
flooded out, and
It sucks.
'cause they're trying to price us out, so we can't, show the movies, show our entertainment. We can't, and then the talent pool is moving, so it's like it's very difficult this day and age to, maintain a good industry and community here.
Yeah.
And we got to do our best to try to keep and hold on to any anchors that we have here.
Right.
Yeah, because we're not going to stop.
No,
I mean,
absolutely not. It's just our opportunities are lessening, and like I said,
Yeah.
people are moving. Got to Orlando, Miami, Atlanta. People are moving out west. So we got to figure out something to do in this community to keep everyone here, keep everyone interested, and keep revitalize it in some way.
Right.
And with physical media too, because if everything's on streaming, that's hard for the independent to get on streaming, and then everyone else, will give you the, oh well, is it on YouTube? Can I see it there? It's like, look, man, I take myself a little bit more seriously than that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I take myself seriously, but we want to present these things in a different way. We have a few shorts on YouTube, but that
Yeah.
we don't
You
don't
want
make
to
money on
community.
YouTube.
Yeah, you don't make any money on that. It's you can if you get like 1 million views, but YouTube is
But-
not the
The odds of someone on our level is not going to get them.
Yeah.
like right now, even on the YouTube channel I have, it's not even like it makes literally nothing. It's mostly for promotion purpose for guests on, and also uplifting the community and getting views. Like we get about 2,000 between 2,000 and 5,000 views on YouTube. Podcast on Spotify, it's not as high, but it's not, like I said, as long as the word's getting out and someone's like, even you get 1 click, 2 clicks, 5 clicks, you get some, like I said, that community starts to grow a little bit in that specific area, because it's outreach to the entire world. So if someone in like India clicks on it, someone in India is watching it and,
Yeah.
and sees that's how you branch out and figure out where where your niche is in different locations, and see where your stuff where they'll actually buy the features. So I think that even with just being out on streaming, you just got to have the right marketing and figure out where they're buying and where they're interested in these different genres.
All right. And that's what the other problem is streaming is, like, nobody pays anything. Like, I have a movie on Prime, and I literally get like $1 every quarter.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
And that's pretty much what
Insane.
YouTube is. Like, say, if you get 1 million views, most of our views that we're getting, like, between 2,000 and 5,000. It's only like $1 a month, maybe.
Yeah.
And then taxes. It's like not even. It's
Right.
not
It's
even
ridiculous.
Yeah,
But yeah, Prime's no good.
but we do have some here at Two Step. We do have a couple streaming services that we just released.
Yeah, he's getting up a site for
Exploitation
like
movies.
exploitation
and
movies,
I also
'cause there's
have
nowhere you can
independent.
find those kind of movies.
Right.
And I also have an
And,
independent movie screen, which is where for all independent movies you could put on there. You can sell merch, Blu-rays, DVDs. That's called indiemoviescreen.online. And then the Raunch Movie Haven is also .online. And that's where all the exploitation. It's going to be the new home for exploitation movies, and try to outreach across the United States, across the world, on just of that specific genre. But also, like I said, I do have an indie movie screen, which is pretty much styled the same way. But it's mostly for all independent movies of all different genres. So
right. What's cool is for the filmmaker, it's free. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't cost you anything to put your movies up there. And then, somebody rents it, then the movie is sent to you right away. Like it's
Wow.
like PayPal instantly.
Nice.
So you don't have to wait 4 months or 3 months to get your money.
Yeah.
It's instant. So
yeah, and like I said,
Pretty
you
cool.
can sell all your merch too if you have like T-shirts, anything for movies, for like I said, Blu-rays, DVDs, physical copies. It's good on that. But like I said,
So we're trying to get all the people like us
Right.
into one unit and promote each other's stuff. You know what I mean? That way the site gets built up and people have a place to showcase their movies. Because
no limitations, no ratings, no
Right.
anything like that. So
Right.
Because like the movies we make, I mean, there's lots of nudity and gore and there's and
And a lot of
you can't
sites
get
frown on that.
You can't get that on
Yeah.
Vimeo or Amazon Prime or even Tubi. You can't even get your stuff on there, that kind of movie. So there's nowhere for people like us to
actually make money.
show our movies and make money. And hopefully this will take off and
Hopefully,
we
like I
got
said,
a
it
lot
was
of
just
work
launched.
to do to reach out to filmmakers and try to get them to sign up.
It's
And
an
that's the
awesome
thing. There's
thing
no risk.
to develop such a platform to carry that, because even with like these movies, we are making experimental movies sometimes, and they don't have that mainstream carry,
Right,
like
exactly.
an MTV or a WWE or any of the an HBO, and it's like, well, we want to make movies too. We want to make
Right.
music too.
Yeah.
What about MTV can pretend to be extreme with their music, but they're
They're not.
really not. And
No,
so what if
not
you like
anymore.
outlaw country or
Yeah.
extreme rap or horrorcore or
Right.
heavy metal?
Yeah.
Where do you go?
Exactly.
Here's where you go.
Well,
Your platform.
Well, a lot of times, in our industry, we make money specifically just on the Indiegogos or anything like that, and then pretty much it stops because no one's
Yeah.
like it doesn't. There's
Do you
no
guys
more.
do that?
No.
Do you guys do Indiegogos? or anything to
Someone
raise money?
suggested it to us once, and we put it up for like 3 days, but we fought so much with Kickstarter to get them to even approve the video.
Right.
And then it's like we couldn't figure out what was good enough to give people, so we well, let's just use our money and then we'll make it back when we sell it, because we really believe in it. Not the people.
So what do
don't-
you sell? How do you make your money back?
selling the movies to people on
Oh,
DVDs?
just DVDs?
and
Conventions,
Blu-rays.
stuff
Man.
like that.
You guys sell a lot of DVDs, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we do.
yeah.
We sell a lot.
So, like I said, in pre-sale, that's pretty much like when it stops. Like, there's no further outreach after that. So that's why uplifting the community and giving them more reach of potential of getting more eyes on your product.
Yeah, we like doing it like you just described, but we flip it and get it on the back end.
Yeah.
We put out the hype, we put out the press, we have people like our friend Pixie and people on our Facebook will put out the word at first. We put out the trailer, but we don't let you know, hey, this is what we're doing. If you want to buy in, then we'll make the film. If no one's buying in, then we're not going to make it. It's like, we're going to make it regardless. If you want to buy in, then just we're kind of a have gun will travel type vibe.
Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it.
We do
If-
everything out of pocket.
How do you budget something like that then? Like, do you have an expectation of what you're going to make off of it, or what you're going to make back, or like how do you pretty much even out the books?
That's the thing. Me and Sean we have a formula now. Like, we've made all these small movies, and we know how much we can make the movie for, and we know exactly how much we're getting on the Indiegogo when we do it. For example, Zed's Dead. We just finished. We made the movie for $1,100 out of our pocket, and we ran an Indiegogo, and we made $5,600. I mean, that's the formula. And but we don't get all of that money. Like, people think, oh, well, they pocketed $5,600. No,
Lucky devil.
we get our money back. We got to pay our money back that we spent on the movie, and then we got to get Blu-rays made and ship them, and so at the end of the day, we probably are going to pocket $1,000 to $1,500 each, if that. So But all I care about is I got a movie made and I made my budget back. That's all I care about. Like, I'm not in this to make millions of dollars. I make movies because I like it, and it's something that's fun to me and I enjoy, and it keeps me busy. And I can tell my own stories.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And as long as I'm not losing money, I'll keep doing it. I don't really care about it.
What keeps you guys going? Like, what makes you what motivates you to do the next movie, or where do you guys get ideas for these movies?
I'll address the first one first. This is for us and the budget questions and things like that. This is more of a mission for Steve and I. We're like the Hobbits. We're just going to do it. If it's about money or green, and it's like limbo spread for us. We've got enough. We'll have enough for the walk back. But this is just going to be the approach. And we've always been pretty blessed when it comes to the finances and the budget, and we're able to find opportunity where some might not see it, and we find purpose in things that people might not find purpose in, and then that's kind of everything else kind of falls into place for us.
We always find a way.
Yeah, well, I'm all for the art. Like I pick specific movies when we do our 10 movies you never heard of. It's usually movies that are very artistic, very they do it for the art. He just doesn't appreciate the art.
I'm too simple to understand artistic movies.
But like I said, I'm always for the art. Like, I love movies that people do just to do it because they love doing it.
Exactly.
And that's what
nothing else really matters.
Exactly.
Money wise, if we don't have the money, we'll find a way to get it.
Yeah.
If we have to, when we did Rock Bottom Creek, I mean, we sold almost everything we had, cleared bank accounts.
Oh yeah.
Made a movie, just do it. And
What'd you spend on that movie?
It's hard to say with the amount of stuff that we sold. I mean, I sold kettlebells. He sold movies. I sold comic book collections, jerseys, like Mitchell and Ness stuff I got in the military, like stuff Steve had collected for years. My cousin Mick, things he had saved and collected. We sold a lot of stuff to make it. Because you want to be fair to people too and try to pay them. I mean, you're just starting out, but as you develop a reputation, you want to get better and you want to treat people better.
Oh yeah.
So that comes with it. And once we sold all that stuff and kind of cashed it in and then made the move to make Rock Bottom Creek, we just haven't looked back, and we just find a way. Like, we were about to shoot a movie recently. We lost the house for it. So we're like, why not shoot it as a camping film? And it just took a little retooling. And it's just something as simple as that. We don't let anything stop us.
Right.
Yeah, we always been
that's the key.
Kind
of
blessed and all that. Yeah. Like something falls down,
we lost the first
Acres locations just all come. A lot of support from people too.
Like I said, that's big in this community. We all have to, pick each other up. We have to just keep each other motivated and doing our art. That's what I love about the art. Like, there's always someone you could pick someone's brain. You can just get some ideas. Like, for locations, hey, do you know this location that I could use for this, or just in general, and vision, and it's just I love the community. That's the biggest thing about the community, is where you can always find someone that has done it or will do it or will actually put a helping hand into accomplishing that goal, and that's something.
And these guys have worked on a couple of my movies. Like, they just came out with no money or anything. We gave them some food. That was it. Yeah. And
me and the Ace were coming there for the experience. That was a big eye opener to work with you on those two films. It was like claustrophobia and
you did Romophobia and claustrophobia. We were doing a bunch of shorts based on phobias, and me and Jason were doing them together. And I needed help one night, and these guys were like, "Oh, we'll be there." Awesome. I was like, what?
Yeah, and you had the news anchor from Miami, Mylene Morera.
Oh yeah, Mylene was in it. Yeah, she's great. She moved away too, so it's like all the good ones move away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, that's the part of the industry, especially in this area where it's difficult to maintain that that type of pool of people. People want to be. Well, a lot of end up being little fish in big seas, but here they're big fish in small seas. But
exactly, the whole cast, the whole cast of my movie Crazy Late, gone. Like, they all left.
Yeah.
So,
and that's something that we
face.
Bigger
and better things.
That's what we face for different projects that we want to do.
This is a great area to launch careers.
Yeah.
Like, if you are new to the industry and you're trying to break in and you want to build your resume and get on it, set experience and credits and all that, it's a great area for that. If you're trying to be in like $1 million productions, not the place to be.
Yeah. This is where you're going to get experience. That you're going to get the
right. Once you've gotten in a movie, that's got a decent budget, and you've got that experience, they usually go to Atlanta.
Yeah, what we generally say for new people, just get on as many sets as possible. Do whatever you can. Hold a boom mic. Hold some lights. Just do whatever you can just to get something under your belt, so you can just see what how the production process is, what processes that the directors do, the producers, what the writers, script supervisors, how the actors prepare, how just in general, like, get on as many sets as possible so you could just soak it in and just see what different people do to make or potentially make a successful film. And that's what I usually recommend for everybody.
Crazy now. Like, there's a lot of newcomers now. Like, I was casting this cheerleader movie I was doing, and I was really, because we have like a core of actors that we pretty much put in all our movies, and then we'll call a couple people that we worked with in the past to come in, whatever. And for that movie, I was trying to get new, fresh talent coming in, and I put ads up in all the Facebook groups in Orlando, Tampa, Sarasota, like all around. And I think I got 95 people submit their resumes and stuff. And I would say 90% of them were from Orlando. And every one of them, it seemed like they all had agents. I offered 2 lead roles to 2 actors, and they said that their agent wouldn't let them be in the movie. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, your agent's telling you not to take a role, and you're in Florida? Like, get a new agent. Like, that's just ridiculous. I don't care what kind of movie it is. A role's a role. And if there's a place where you can showcase your talent, then I think you should take it. We had a girl in Zed's Dead that she played Marilyn Monroe, and her name was Amber, and she was from Orlando, and she was awesome. And you could tell this wasn't the type of movie that she normally is in.
Yeah.
I mean, she works at like Disney World or something, and she's like a character and whatever, and seemed a little kind of squeaky clean, but she did it. I mean, she came in, she gave it her 100%, and she was awesome. And, I feel like she showcased what she could do, and somebody's going to see that movie and be like, hey, I'm looking for someone that is like her, maybe I'll cast her in my comedy or whatever. But yeah, I always tell actors and crew, anybody, that if there's something offered to you, take it and try to get on every project that's going on. That's just going to help you in the future.
Yeah, definitely. Like we said before, we like to help out a lot of local people. Like, for our audio guy, was a guy that we met. He used to work at a gym a while back, and we were talking to him about a film, but then we haven't talked to him for a couple years. And then we were like, hey, let's call this guy up to do audio, and he really appreciated it. His name's Ray. Like I said, Brooks Bailey. Amazing guy. Amazing actor.
Yeah, Brooks was in Zed's Dead.
Yeah. He's good. He can hold he's a lot of dialogue, like you said before.
Yeah.
Movies are very dialogue heavy, and Do Not Disturb is a very heavy dialogue movie.
And Brooks is very have gun will travel attitude, which is, like we said before, that's what we look for. It's the guy who wants you to talk to an agent or is telling you off.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No time for that. I want people who can go and want to be here.
Yep.
Yeah, I had a guy yell at me. Like, he literally wrote me this long email telling me how insulted he was because of what we were going to pay the guy. And he was literally, the role that he was going to be was like a 1-day role. He was in like 2 scenes, and he was yelling at me because we were, what he was going to get paid. And his only credit on IMDb was party goer at some movie that never even came out. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know I was talking to Tom Cruise. You know what I mean? So
yeah, if you've got time,
blew my mind.
If you got time to send, a director or anybody a strongly worded email, you've got time to write your own script and go find your own people too.
And what's funny is I replied, and I had this huge, like, just blasting him, this huge email blasting him. And right before I sent it, I sat there and I deleted it, and I wrote, "I'll just go ahead and cast someone else." That was all I said to him. And then now it's like every time I post an ad somewhere, he'll comment, "Oh, find out how much you're getting paid first," or "These are the guys that offered me this amount." I'm just like, dude, like, come on, But what sucks for him is I got a new movie coming out, and we're hopefully going to have about $100,000 to $200,000 budget. And if he was cool about it, maybe he had a role for him where he would have got paid. You know what I mean? So don't burn your bridges, especially in this area. Especially me, because I know like every filmmaker in the area, and guess who's going to get their name spread around? You know what I mean? So
offered him a 2-piece and a biscuit.
right. So tell me, what's the new one about?
Finding purpose in life. We were really.
What's it called again?
Please Do Not Disturb. Right. We were inspired by film noirs. We're inspired by Simpsons, Wes Anderson films, The Shining, The Overlook Hotel. We were influenced by some of those things.
There was one thing we were really inspired by. The Russian sleep experiment. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
It was it's just like a story. We don't know if it's true or not.
Is it a movie or is it
No, it's history.
Oh, okay.
It was these Russians had these guys in prison, and they said if you can, and they want to do an experiment where they let gas in a room, and if they can stay up for I think like 30 days or something, they can be let go free. And these guys are murderers, never going to go anywhere. So
stay up for 30 days?
Yeah, stay up for like 30 days.
They just made them stay up, and they'd leak gas in the room to keep them awake so they couldn't pass out. And
crap.
It's all told through audio, and they're giving you like the reports on it a little bit at a time. And it's like, well, they pooped everywhere and smeared feces on the window so they can't see. And then when they finally go in, the whole room's just hellraiser.
Guys just playing with his own guts.
Yeah,
dude, I know a girl that stayed up for like 3 straight days, and she was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
like, she went nuts.
Yeah,
it was so bad. She had to drive. She was driving home, and the cops pulled her over, and she like drove. They shot her tires out. Mm-hmm. Like that's how crazy she got, and she's like churchgoer, like the most nicest person you ever met, and that happened to her because she was taking care of her aunt, driving from Tampa to Miami every day.
Yeah,
and she wasn't sleeping.
Yeah,
and that happens. It's crazy.
Well, sleep deprivation is serious.
So you guys look into it.
So these guys are playing with their guts and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's the Russian sleep experiment that inspired us about 2 years ago, and we were like making King James and things like that. We were like always kind of toying with it. What can we do? What can we do this? And then people started making animated versions of it and taking the ideas like, what can we still do?
Right.
And plus the virus hit too, so it's kind of hard to do anything. So what can we do?
We didn't give a shit about the virus. We just kept making stuff.
So, nice. So Mike came up with the idea of maybe a hotel room, just have a couple people in a room.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like everyone's already experiencing this isolation anyway, but we didn't want to come around with masks or make parodies of that. Right. But work within those confines where it's like we can't do a whole lot. We got to have a small crew. Let's work with that.
So is it almost like a cabin fever situation where they just kind of go crazy because they're stuck in a spot? Yeah. That
meets Revenge, where if you watch in the teaser trailer,
I saw the teaser.
He pours coffee down Brooks's throat. His character. That's kind of where we're going with keeping somebody awake, and how long could you keep someone awake if you had to keep them awake? And,
right.
For what reason would you have to keep someone awake for so long?
Yeah.
And that was Dustin Hubbard. He plays the guy who's kidnapping the other guy.
He plays Craig Flanders.
Sounds cool.
The whole movie just kind of forces them to drink coffee and just constantly stay awake and
talking to him, and they further the plot, their relationship, why he's in the room with them, why is he forcing him to stay awake, what is his stake in it, and then what does he want from Brooks? Is he trying to kill him? Where is he going with this? What's his end game and motive? And is there any purpose behind it at all?
Just constantly messing with his head. We want the audience to kind of be like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Who wrote this? Did you guys co-wrote it?
Mike wrote most of it. He wrote,
we write and direct everything together.
Huh. I definitely have to check that one out. Because I like movies where the directors or filmmakers put people in the perspective of, or just into the seats of whatever the characters are going through, and that's part of the artsy film. Because when you adopt the sounds and put what's on film, how you put those together and make the audience feel that I think that's a win-win.
Yep.
When you do that,
And
I think that when you the audio and what you see on film are so important, and how they jive together is so key in making movies that a lot of people don't understand that.
It's like lyrics and beats.
Yes.
They go absolutely together. The dialogue with this and the environment and the props, they all tie in together. And like he said, our films are real dialogue driven with these extreme characters, but without exploitation. We have them address a lot of things like, do you have a purpose in life? What makes you actually think that that's a real purpose? We address issues of morality. Is rape really wrong, or is it a social taboo? Well, what if you were forced to stay awake till you figured it out?
Yeah.
What if what if you were forced to figure it out? These are things that we want to tackle with this film. We always have something to say with the films too. We do a lot of stuff, but it's just like a pro wrestling match or a martial arts fight. There's a story to be told.
Yep.
It's not just to shoot them up or a sack and slash. We got something to say with each film. And like he was talking about our cinematic universe, it very is. It's much like a tapestry where we've woven it together. If you were to watch our films with the sound off, you would see the evolution of some of these people, even though the names of the characters change.
Right.
You see my cousin the Ace, who played Sheriff Ringo and later Frank Vincent in King James. You see his character progress, even though the names change. It's still like a band. Metallica can sound different, or Pantera, but they're evolving, and you're seeing it in front of you. And if you play it out, like, we have a full album policy when it comes to listening to music. You should listen to the full album if you're going to listen. Same with movies. Don't watch it for a scene. That's no good.
Yeah.
One song, or hey, listen to this sample. Well, what about the other 60 minutes of the album? That's where we're coming from.
Yeah. Every album has a story to tell. That's where they come up with the title.
Music blows my mind. Like, I don't know how. Like, I love music, but I'm not musically inclined. Like, the way that you can get a guitar, a bass, a drum, and a singer to like make a song, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand
why
it.
it's an art.
That's kind of
It's
how
incredible.
we do it, to try to orchestrate it like that. Steve came from a musical background. He does a lot of our composing and composition, and he made some independent music too. Same with my cousin. And I grew up with my father when he was around. He was playing music locally, metal, so it was an extreme form, but that kind of plays in because we try to orchestrate where we take these different ideas and try to put them on screen together to give you this moving picture.
Yep. Right. Do you just do the score yourself, or do you hire out for that?
Both. We got Joe Becker. He works with a lot of local and independent filmmakers to put his music on there. Steve does a lot of it.
Becker's been a really big help with this film. He's been promoting it and stuff. We use a couple of his songs, so if you check him out on YouTube, Joe Becker, a lot of his music's really good, and you know,
he did
for all
music
the local
for Creekers.
filmmakers, check him out. Uses music. He's a great dude.
He did the music for Creekers. That was another movie of ours. That's how we met him. He tapped us.
Where did you get that name because of Creek County? Like, those are people from Creek County, Creekers?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because when I was a kid, we used to call like people that were kind of scummy and poor, we called them Creekers.
Mm-hmm.
And when you guys came out with that movie, I was like, what the freak? Like, how did they know this word? Because it was like with my, like the kids in the neighborhood. That's what we came up with, was that guy's a Creeker. Because you looked like...
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Rock
really
Bottom
poor.
Creek, and then the second one's Creek County, and then the third one's...
Yeah, it was like Rock Bottom Creek's about this incident that happens in the creek, and then Creek County's just kind of the overall vibe. This place is full of scumbags, and then Creekers is like, we took To Catch a Predator and then mixed it with some other stuff.
I love that show.
Yeah, and so it's about the people here and how they interact and how the process unfolds in Creek County.
Now, is it like a real location, or is it a fictitious location?
It's between Plant City and Polk County.
So Rock Bottom Creek's a real place?
If Stephen King writes real places, or
I
H.P.
gotcha.
Lovecraft.
Alright.
Okay.
So it's a place that actually exists, but it's kind of made up.
Yeah,
Yes,
Pretty much.
exactly.
Okay.
rural.
They went
Florida.
there. They went to some location and said, "This is Creek County."
It's at the corner of you got a purdy mouth and
Yeah.
Real dice.
and methadone. Good times.
Funny.
So that film is done. That film is
So
already.
Do Not Disturb.
Yes.
Yes, we finished filming that, and it's in post production now. We're putting the score to it. We're going to tap probably. We've worked with Mike Bonacore from Burial at Sea, the drummer, in the past. We're going to take an approach where Steve puts the film together and then kind of works with them instead of trying to do it and then changing the movie or editing things
Yeah.
and then trying to put the music in at the same time.
So you guys were putting the music in before you had the edit?
When we change things, we would have to shorten the length of the track.
Right.
So, it would, yeah.
Yeah. Typically,
you live and learn.
Typically we would finish the edit and then put the music in. You know what I mean? Or at least finish the scene and then put the
Yeah.
music in.
Try to finish the scene, but then it gets really exciting. You know, it's like, man,
Yeah.
I need to score to this like right now.
Right.
And I text Mike, hey Mike, I need this score. Like, here, check the scene out. And then, man, he was awesome working King James score for us. Man,
Do you have a release date chosen or idea of when it's going to be released or how it's going to be released?
not really how long it's going to be in post production.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually
Chris
we.
going to help out with.
Yeah, I'm coming over to
that.
his house tomorrow to help him.
Yeah,
a little
that's
bit with the
awesome.
edit.
We got a lot of
Really
montages that I need help with, and just
Yeah.
Chris going to look over the film and
Because I know
put
what
it
I'm
in his
doing.
hands. So if it's no good, Chris,
I know. It's fucking Chris's fault.
you
Movie
ruined
sucks
the
'cause of
movie.
him.
Chris,
Oh.
Chris is like Hollywood takes our vision away.
Nice.
It's like, oh, I'm going to rewrite this, move this around, rewrite the story a little bit,
Yeah, you told me the cut's at like 2 hours right now.
No, it went down.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yeah, I chopped some stuff up. We had to do some reshoots with Brooks. I think it's about 1:35 right now, an hour and 35.
Okay.
But I
That's a
think
good round.
once you see the montages and you help with the montages and stuff, and there's an added scene, hopefully be around 140 is our goal. Maybe
Right.
less.
Pretty long feature film.
Yeah.
Pretty long feature.
Man, when we did Creekers, like the final cut was like 3 hours and
Oh.
20 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, but what's incredible about this movie that is an hour and 40 minutes is they shot it in 2 days.
Oh, for Do Not Disturb, yeah.
I mean, we shot Zed's Dead in 5
Yeah.
and Naked Cannibal Campers in, I think, was it 5 or 6?
I don't.
And I thought
because
that
you guys
was
added
crazy.
some stuff too, so I don't.
Well, we had let's see, we shot 4 days, and then we needed
I was only
more.
on set for.
We
3 or
needed
4
more,
days.
so we shot one more day. We added stuff for one more day, and
How long
So
were
there
your
were 5
days?
days. Like 10 hours, right? 8,
Yeah.
10 hours.
filming.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. That was pretty long days.
But
right?
we didn't.
A couple days.
Like we don't screw around. Like we're moving the
Yeah.
camera,
Yeah, that's
shooting,
why
moving
we
the camera,
were-
shooting. Like we're not
I remember for the main
having
3
elaborate
days.
light setups and all.
I remember the main 3 days at the cabin was long days. It was
Yeah,
like,
yeah. The last day we shot, I think we were there for like 12 hours.
yeah.
And
Through-
most
through
of
the
it
night,
was
too.
because
We
we
did night
finished
scenes.
and we had a couple night scenes and we had to wait for it to get dark. So,
Yeah.
um,
The campfire scene.
but yeah, we didn't have elaborate light setups. A lot of it was outside,
Yeah.
which was nice.
Well, it was also early
had-
COVID too.
And we had really good weather. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it rained one day for
Yeah.
like 20 minutes, and
yeah,
that was it.
It was around lunchtime.
But it was a good shoot. Like it was
Yeah,
perfect.
good people.
And
Great cast.
quick.
Yeah.
moving. And then Zed's Dead was more like we built a pawn shop, and like 90% of the movies at the pawn shop. Well,
Yeah, there was
maybe less
stuff
than
in
that.
the
Maybe
alley.
80% of the movies at the pawn shop, and then we had 20% at Sean's house.
Nice.
That was Zed and Maynard's house was his trailer, and but yeah, other than that, 2 locations. We shot it over 5 days.
Dead Residence was
for
a couple
$1,100.
Dead Residence was that one house. That was it. It was like
Oh
terrible.
yeah, Dead Residence. That
One
was a found
location.
footage
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah, we saw that. At the,
Oh, you saw that? Sorry to hear that.
picked it up.
It wasn't a bad movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody likes it, man, and I'm just like being shot at like this is the worst movie
It
we
just
ever made.
it was just drawn out a little too much. It was just this couple of security scenes were just too long.
Yeah, it had a lot
That
of
was it.
technical stuff that was not good, and like some of the lighting and the security footage was too dark, and you
It
know
was
when
the-
they tried to
it was the
lighten it up,
ambiance.
it looked like shit.
Yeah, everybody I talked to said they liked it.
Yeah, we
And
got
I wound
good-
up buying it. I'm
We
a
got
fan of
good
found
reviews
footage
and-
movies.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I'm a diehard
Right.
found footage fan.
And that's the thing. Me and Sean hate found footage movies,
Yeah.
but we were like, I think we can make this pretty easily. You know, like we don't really have to do anything. And it was funny because when we were on set, it was almost like we were making our very first movie all over again because we had no clue what the hell we were doing.
I was going to ask you, like, how do you, if you don't
The-
like it, what do you base it off of?
Yeah, like
Did
the actors were like holding the phone, filming themselves. And what's hard about found footage is trying to
You can't
write the
You can't be
story
in the
to
room.
where why are these people filming themselves? You know what I mean? That's the hardest part is giving these people a reason to film themselves.
But also framing, you have to rely
I thought
on.
we did okay.
You have to rely on them holding the
yeah,
camera. Like
them
it's,
holding the camera.
like
And-
the framings.
but after every take, we would review it and
yeah.
move on or reshoot it.
You have to hide in the room.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ducking and
yeah.
hiding in the room.
Yeah, they're all like that's the thing. You're the director. Like you can't even be in the room. Like
Yeah.
you got to be in the other room while they're walking around with the cell phone.
Well, when they did the Blair Witch, the directors weren't even around.
Yeah,
They just gave them
it's
the
crazy.
cameras, told them to go back in the woods. We're gonna chill here.
They had radios. They were
Yeah.
talking to them on radios.
Yeah,
Like we want you to be scared here, okay? Just scared.
That's crazy. So you're basically directing a movie by watching what they filmed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It's a weird dynamic, but yeah, we got through it.
I think with the lighting on some of the security feed, it's just I think is mostly the camera because the lighting is on
we
that
used
camera.
we used a normal DSLR camera to shoot. Actually, I think we used
The
a
T3.
Sony.
It was a Canon. It was a Canon.
Was it Canon?
Nice.
Yeah.
So we used a Canon
Nice.
T3i for the security footage.
Yep.
And then we used the Samsung S9 for the
Yeah.
movie. And the footage, we had a monitor because I'm placing a camera in the corner and I couldn't see
The viewfinder.
where it was going. So we hooked a monitor up to it. And I think the monitor was too bright. So it looked good, but actually the footage
Yeah, the
was
nits
not
were
good.
The nits were pretty high on.
So I told Sean, I was like, we need to get back in this house and reshoot this security footage. And the guy that owned the house wouldn't like
Son of a
respond to
gun.
us, so we
Aw,
couldn't get
man.
back into the house. And so we were like, well, we gotta live with it. It is what it is. What are you gonna do? But this house was disgusting. Like it was. Like it was one of those houses where you walk in and you feel like you're getting a disease.
yeah, it looked like it too.
Like you feel dirty, and like it would be great for like a Rob Zombie movie, you know, like the dirty, nasty hillbillies.
During Rock Bottom Creek, he fell on the floor, and one scene when he got back up, there was roach legs.
Oh!
Don't move, dude. I don't want to tell them exactly what it is until they're wrong.
We lifted. What was it? The bed. The bed was like there was fire.
Yeah,
burnt
like we lifted up
marks.
the mattress and it was wet, but previously burned. It had been burned out underneath the
Dang.
mattress. Like
And,
it caught
I mean-
Where was this at?
Masters Inn over.
Oh, it was a fucking hotel.
Yeah.
Oh
It was
my
bad.
god!
And he wrote a scene where I had to literally like put my head in the toilet bowl. So, like we had to clean it. Oh my god, it was
So gross.
disgusting.
Oh.
But I did it. I had to do it. You know.
Did you guys report that place?
Ugh.
Like, did you report
It
that
was
place for
a
help?
flop house. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, hey, we got the same thing that they got. You know.
Oh,
Yeah, we shot
yeah,
a
herpes.
I shot I shot a movie, a music video at what the hell's that place on? It's over near St. Pete. There's like a row where there's like all these crap hotels. Anyway, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, we shot there, and I walked in, and there's like porn playing on the TV. It smelled like smoke so bad. I
Oh.
thought I was getting cancer. And then mirrors on the ceiling.
Oh,
and I was like, this is
God.
a perfect.
God.
It was a perfect location for the music video. It was about a guy that's about to go shoot people, and he was like struggling with himself and like real seedy looking. And
Yeah.
you're just like, I need to get the hell out of here.
but this dead residence house, like you walk in, your skin just crawls.
It was so gross.
like I think there was like black mold or mold. Like we all got sick after filming it.
And I got these. I kept getting bit by, I guess mosquitoes were biting my ankles, and I don't know, for some reason mosquitoes like my ankles. Anyway, I after like a week, they became like this crusty, like weird
Wow.
rash
Should've
on my
filmed that.
ankles. Like it was disgusting.
I didn't get that.
And
My
I had to-
lungs were just killing me after a day of shooting.
Yeah, it was
there.
gross. So it was all like scarry, like it was weird. And luckily, my sister worked for a skin doctor. She gave me some stuff
Ointment?
to put on it.
Some
but,
ointment.
It was gross. Like these mosquitoes must have had something and transmitted.
But this
it.
is the stuff that we pay for being such low budget and being
Exactly.
in this industry.
Right.
This is the stuff we
Exactly.
deal with.
Yep.
Imagine if we had some big budgets. We could actually go to like decent hotels. But I don't know if the stories would, mold into it. Or we could just build the sets. I don't know if we had the
Yeah.
budget.
Build the CD hotel.
Yeah, or just I don't know, just a front for
They
it.
did. I don't know. Have you ever heard of a film called Like Animator?
Like animator?
Like
Yeah.
animator? Yeah, it's Dustin Hubbard, isn't it?
Yeah. When they shot that film with Joel and everything, the house they got, they had to wear when they weren't shooting, they had to wear masks because it had so much mold in the asbestos.
Oh, that's what we should have did.
And then
That's horrible.
you can literally get sick. They said like, man, I heard like horror stories from all the actors and everything. With
Gross.
that's what you got to do.
Oh yeah, like I
What
said,
we do for the art.
yeah, the environment that we deal with, it's just
Disgusting.
terrible.
Yes.
So, should you guys have anything else in the pipeline? You guys planning on anything else? Any stories that you guys want to tell?
How many features have you guys made total so far?
With him and I at the helm, 6.
6?
And I think we've produced, as We Massacre, 9, with him doing
Yeah.
editing and things like that.
I'm
Or,
working
like,
with Dustin Hubbard and Seaward a lot. He's given me a lot of work to help him out with and stuff, so we're working together. And that's
Yeah.
And then filming wise, we've got one major product that we work on and hold, and we are building that one up slowly. When the time is right to pitch it and promote it and things like that.
Yeah.
And
You guys could
then-
do like a teaser trailer for it and then
no,
sell it like that. No.
nope.
yeah.
This one's gonna be it'll be the masterpiece,
Okay.
and it'll probably be a few films out, but
Right.
It's yeah.
How many DVDs do you like? Say Creek County. How many DVDs did you guys sell for that movie?
for Creek
for Creek
County.
County was one of our biggest sellers.
Yeah,
and it was
because
our short out of them all.
Yeah, I think we sold. Oh man,
We just keep getting copies
Yeah.
made, 100.
Oh,
they
wow.
sell out. We get more made. Sell
Where
So
do
you
you
think
sell
you
it?
guys sold like 500 copies, or
Creek County probably. I
holy
mean, but Rock
crap, that's
Bottom Creek,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
we've sold. Rock Bottom Creek, we've moved a lot. Like it's over 5,000 for Rock Bottom Creek. But
Where
then
do
not
you
the
promote
other
these?
films weren't those.
You've
Because
sold 5,000 copies of Rock Bottom Creek?
That's getting it out there, and
Holy
us buying it
shit.
and even
Which
giving it to
version?
people.
That's
which version
unbelievable.
too,
I have a couple of friends, Andrew Garcia. Every time I
and
talk
it's
to
our
him,
oldest film.
Yeah.
So we've
That's
been pushing
unbelievable.
it for years.
Like we sell
and
100
years.
copies, I'm happy.
like some people have like 4 different versions. Every time I talk to Andrew Garcia, I'm like, hey, we're putting out another version of Rock Bottom Creek. Man, I already own 5 copies of this freaking movie. How many?
Yeah, he likes the different
Dang.
covers.
But
How do you guys
push
sell
the
so many
conventions,
copies?
The conventions.
Just conventions?
that
with our backgrounds, I worked for retail movie stop in
Right.
Brandon. I worked
Yeah.
there for like 20 years, and Mike,
we're really physical dudes when it comes to doing
Right,
this.
that's
Like,
how we
we're-
feel. Like we
we're-
don't want it to
walking
go
up,
away.
You got to hook every single person that walks by your table at a
Right.
convention. You got to hook them in.
And what's cool is you guys are like super cool guys, and you're like
Oh, thank
magnetic. Like people want to talk to you and be around you, and so I guess that helps.
How
people
far do
hate,
you guys go out
People
for
hate my ass, so that's probably why I don't sell anything.
Well, I mean, no comment. But how far do you guys go out for like conventions? Like, where do you guys just stay pretty much in the area, or just
Any area.
You guys do spooky too, Yeah.
Yes, we usually try to do spooky every time.
and you guys make your money back on the table. That's
Oh,
spooky
yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
they're crazy high, right? What are they, like 250 or something?
around there, 250, 300.
And you're there all 3 days.
Yeah,
Are y'all going to be up there in Orlando?
I think
On
at
the-
the end
at
of the
the end of
year,
the
I
month?
think we're thinking about doing it.
Oh.
We just got to
We
get
just
product
talked about
made.
Yeah, because they got it's April 30th up there.
And Sean contacted us, so I think we're going to do the next.
Yeah,
Tampa
the
Springs
next one
too.
in July. Cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's doing a second one in July.
Yeah, that's so cool that he does that too, man. I don't think people really appreciate how much ass he busts
Oh,
to
dude.
pull people in.
He works for like probably 7 or 8 months putting that together,
Yeah,
and he
that's what
really
you're saying.
doesn't make that much money. Like he makes some money, but it's not what you think. Like people probably think he makes $20,000-$30,000. He don't make anywhere near that.
But it's so awesome.
But
you
it's
know, what he
fun,
does.
you know.
Yeah.
He enjoys. I think he enjoys getting the community together getting the the B movie horror movie people in there.
Like I said, it's all about the community, but we want what we want to do is just outreach it more.
Right.
We want to reach further. We got a little hub now. We want to grow that hub
Exactly.
somehow.
So
Yeah,
he's
Last
I mean,
Screams
his
is
thing's
really
getting
fun.
bigger and bigger. Yeah, every year it's bigger and better. And that's how Spooky started. I mean, Spooky was like the small. Actually, I think they used to do it in the place he's doing it now, and it started small and then just grew and grew and grew. And now look at it. I mean, it's just like ridiculous.
Yeah.
The guests they get, and I mean, they're at the convention halls and
What do they charge for like rentals of those places? Like
For a
the
table?
No, for the.
oh, for the rental, I don't even know.
I can't.
I think Sean pays like maybe $1,000 to
Yeah.
rent that place for 2 days.
It's not too bad.
It's not bad.
No.
Putting it
It's not
together,
terrible.
Yeah, that's
with
a lot
the
of work.
table sales and
Right.
stuff, and hopefully his movie
And he
makes it back.
he likes the hotel conventions. Like, I don't think he'll ever try to grow as big as Spooky and get like Tampa Convention Center or anything like that.
Hey,
he
but
likes
if it
the
happens.
yeah, I know if it happens, it
Can't
happens.
control it if it happens.
Yeah.
But he likes keeping it
Intimate.
intimate and small and
Well, you
you
can
know.
Yeah,
understand.
it's
that.
really fun.
It has its
Really fun.
advantages,
Yeah.
for Sean to do it
Yeah.
like that.
it's cool because you can just walk up to somebody and talk to them and not have to pay $30 to talk
Exactly.
to this person. I mean, that's how Spooky is, man. Like, you got to wait in the line. You got to pay $50 to get an autograph or a picture, and you get to talk to the person for like 30 seconds. After I just waited in line for 20
And if
minutes.
you see that person walking, he asks for a picture. Oh, no, man, I can't. If they
Right.
see, I can get in trouble. It's like, really, dude?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had it happen with a couple of the celebrities. So, no, man, we can't get your picture.
Yeah,
If they
it's
see
crazy.
us, if they see me do
Is
this.
that from the people at the convention?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the directors of the
the
convention?
famous, like the actors and stuff.
Oh.
Famous horror actors.
No, I mean like so they restrict you from only being.
Oh,
at the-
yeah.
Oh wow.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about
You
that.
can't just walk around taking pictures, because.
What kind of community is that
Well,
building?
Yeah.
Mike Spinelli,
A shitty
though,
one.
the guy from the incident where he held the door for what's his name from Big Trouble.
Wan.
Yeah, James Wan. Mike Spinelli, he was in King James, former movie stop manager. We had him in one of the films. He held the door for James Wan.
Yeah. From Big Trouble Little China.
Yeah.
And he ended up.
It's
getting,
funny you
like,
chose that of all the movies he's made.
hooked him up.
Like, you did
But
like
But that was
The
a good one.
Conjuring.
I like that movie.
The Conjuring, Insidious. Like, he did all those.
Kurt Russell,
Yeah.
Carpenter.
Of course.
Love Kurt Russell.
Yeah, exactly. That's his name.
So we helped. You held the
So,
door
yeah,
open.
he
Yeah,
held
and
the
then he ended up getting like hooked up with him. Later on, He
Helping
got,
him out. Dude, almost the
autograph
whole
and
convention.
carried his stuff around
Oh,
for him.
shit.
Yeah, just because he held the door and
Nice.
What?
ended up hitting it off.
Hey, you held the door for me. Work for me now.
Yeah,
You're mine.
You work.
Why not?
But that's the whole thing about the community.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what I love about the community. Like,
That's what I like about Sean's thing is like you can just literally walk up to the table, just start talking to him for as long as you want, and
Yeah, you
I
don't
mean,
need to feel
nobody
timid.
really has lines.
yeah.
Marilyn
no
Eastman,
pitches.
the last one, had a line for a couple hours, but other than that, I mean, just walk up.
Yeah.
it's
Talk,
not
talk to
the,
him.
the whole
Converse.
deal with the agent going, oh well, you're hearing about this guy in third person, or hey, I'm a big fan. Yeah, he hears you. It's like,
Right.
I want to talk to the star.
Yeah.
Right.
It's,
And the other thing that's cool is, for Naked Cannibal Campers, Sean had built a relationship with Jill Whitlow just by being at the conventions,
Mhm.
and she came out and was in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
really decent.
Yes. Yes.
So that was neat.
I actually never seen any of her movies before that.
She was in Night of the Creeps, Weird Science. Did you ever see Weird Science?
Yeah.
She was the perfume girl in Weird Science.
I have it somewhere. I'd have to
When
go
he
back
walks
and-
up to buy perfume for the
Yeah.
girlfriend and
Yeah.
starts talking to her.
I can't picture her
Movie's old
face.
school, man.
Yeah, that movie's yeah.
yeah, she's,
I have it on
she's
Blu-ray
80s.
somewhere.
She's
somewhere.
80s.
Sure,
But,
very big.
You
Yeah,
gotta
I think
watch
so
Night
does
of the Creeps. Movie's so
Yeah,
good.
Night of the Creeps was a cool
Classic.
When did that come out?
movie. 80 something.
Yeah.
80s?
Mid 80s.
I'd have to find it somewhere. Because right now, when I look on like Fire Stick, there's a lot of movies that I just can't find. Like just
Yeah.
some, like I think of one. It's like why is this not on there? Like why can't I find any copies, and I have to look up where is this streaming, and then a lot of times it's not streaming anywhere. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's what
is-
sucks.
Yeah,
Because
there's
I pay for all these freaking streaming sites.
Yeah,
And when I want to watch something, hey, I want to watch Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, you can't find it anywhere.
yeah.
It's almost about time for TV Guide to make the streaming guide, where You have the
Right.
book. you look
Yeah,
through it,
that's
it
actually
tells
a
you
good
everything.
idea.
Where are you streaming it?
That's actually a good idea.
Or just a search engine just build a website search engine and it just connects to all different.
I mean, there's literally 6 sites that I use, and I got to open every one, search every single one, and search for the movie, and then it's not there, and you're just like.
And then by the 4th different engine, you're like, oh my god, now I don't even remember what I wanted to watch.
I found it. Oh, I got to rent it for
That's why it's so
$3.99.
So great to have physical media, you know.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about it.
Family wants to watch a movie, they can't find it on streaming. I'll go downstairs, pull out the Blu-ray.
There
There
it
you
is.
go.
Oh yeah.
And what's cool though, what I miss about streaming is all the special features, like the behind the scenes stuff and the interviews
Yeah, you
and
can't watch any of that.
Nope.
director commentaries. Like they don't have that on streaming, and that's what kind of sucks. And I think that might be what's keeping physical around a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not I don't know if you've been to Best Buy lately, but the DVD
horrible.
section is getting
Horrible what
smaller
they
and
did.
smaller.
I hate it. I went there one day and it was just one row. I'm like, are you serious?
Target.
I remember I used to just go in there, just walk around and say which ones I don't have, which one I want. The whole day I would just spend just going through the entire shelving. Now one rack, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It used to be 15. They said the VHS, Blu-rays, DVDs. It was
They used
crazy.
to have a huge section.
Oh yeah, it used to be the entire center of the store.
Right.
I just miss those days, the more physical days of physical media, and it's just going away to the wayside.
People are still buying it. I mean,
Yeah.
I resell.
If you can find it.
I'm a reseller. I find stuff at yard sales and resell it. And I find Blu-rays for 50 cents or $1, and I'll sell them for $10, $12 online. And I sell maybe 10, 15 a week.
Nice.
So people are buying them.
And that's what's keeping the industry alive. The resellers, even pawn shops. There's pawn shops that have thousands of just
I hit up
copies.
pawn shops all the time.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
I
did
love going to
Brandon
pawn
and
shops.
everything.
Love going to pawn shops to find these awkward, obscure movies.
And they're cheap too, $3 a Blu-ray, and DVDs are 50 cents.
Yep.
It's
I love it. Love going to those pawn shops, thrift shops, and just finding just obscure stuff like that. I do that all the time. Just for DVDs, I don't really get anything else like he does. He does all the resell of a lot of other knickknacks. I just can't find anything.
They had a pretty decent selection of books too at the last time.
Oh, yeah.
Tampa Bay
Those were all the books that we just had for a long time. And
Yeah.
just didn't sell. Actually, all that stuff we were selling was that. We'll buy 10 things, we'll sell 6 of them, and then we got 4 that don't sell for some reason, and then we just bring them to Sean's thing.
Yeah.
And sell them there, or
people
do a
just
yard
buy.
sale or whatever, and get rid of them.
Yeah, people just find something catches their eye, just buy it.
Yeah.
You know? It's, a lot of times that's just it's not really what they're looking for. It's just look at that.
Right.
Impulse buy.
Oh, I love those.
Oh yeah, it's that. They pop for it and buy it real quick.
Yep. So other than that, so you do have you have a major project in planning. You're still trying to work on that, and you don't have a date yet for your release.
We're probably looking in the fall.
Fall.
I'm still blown away how many DVDs you guys sell. That's actually incredible.
He's gonna dream about that. He's like, why can't I sell 5,000?
Incredible.
Why can't I sell 5,000?
That's a long period of time. Rock Bottom Creek's been out.
Yeah,
But I don't think
that's
he's
a
got
lot
5,000 sold altogether of all his
You can
movies
take
added
all
up.
my movies and put them together, and
His and
sold
Sean's.
maybe 300.
We also have the benefit of Movie Stop too when
Yeah.
Rock Bottom Creek came out, and
Yeah.
they did in-store release party for
Oh,
us.
nice.
And I wound up selling it there. I just threw a couple stickers on them, just
Yeah.
sold them.
They're not there anymore, right?
No.
Where was that place? That sounds familiar.
It was in Brandon on Causeway.
It was in
There
that
was a
little
couple-
shopping center.
Yeah,
Okay, I used to go in
next
there.
to Melon Mushroom.
Yes, I used to go in there. Whenever I was in Brandon, some awkward time, I would just randomly be in Brandon. I'm like, oh, let me stop in there, and I guess it just wasn't there one day. I was like, where did it go?
Yeah, big company called Hastings took it over, and they didn't know what they were doing business wise.
I hate that
Yeah.
stuff.
They tried
Next
to
thing,
incorporate pop culture into the movies with masks and shirts
and
and, posters.
toys, and they
comic
pushed all the
books.
movies to one side, and
Ugh.
then they had all this merch on
Merchandise.
one side.
So basically, it turned
Kinda
into
like
like a hot topic, the early hot topic.
Yes,
What they pretty much
yes.
Or
like.
GameStop.
Well, early hot topic was actually really good. But then they got
when
very
they first
commercial.
opened,
Yeah.
they were amazing when they first
Yeah,
opened.
when they first opened.
And then
they
they
had
went
cool
commercial, and they just wanted to, comic T-shirts and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like now, I don't even recognize it anymore.
Right.
And like Spencer's, is there a Spencer's here?
Yeah.
There's Spencer's here. I'm from Jersey, so
The
Spencer's.
brand- right on.
Yeah, I'm from Jersey also.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
That's
You
another
from
word-
Jersey?
part
I'm
of
from
our
Jersey.
Jersey. I'm from Atlantic City.
part of our
Nice.
contingent is from his Pennsylvania and Jersey friends. from
Oh,
where he
nice,
came from.
nice. Yeah, I'm from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Atlantic City High.
My mom's going to Atlantic City next week.
Nice,
Nice.
nice. Small world.
It is, and like how you're talking about with the community earlier, that's kind of what we were establishing without even knowing there was the community to be a bigger community to be part of.
Yeah.
Because with the We Massacre brand, we promote it as the Solace family. We use that Chainsaw Massacre line.
Yeah.
The Solace family. Because we promote it like that. We're family based. We try to keep things small and tight knit on the set.
Yep.
It's all about love while we're doing it. We're trying to have a good time, get something out there, and be proud of it in the end, you know, and not be ashamed of it. Or, yeah, we made this movie, but you know, it's like we wear it on our sleeve proudly. You know, like he actually has it on the sleeve.
Yeah. Well, I wear my brand.
Right? You have to.
Yeah.
And we try to make it like a family. We recruit. We try to get in good and make friends with people instead of just being us as an actor.
That's smart.
Yeah,
That's what I was telling that young filmmaker that was with us a couple of weeks ago. I was like, be friends with someone that knows how to shoot. Be friends with someone that knows how to do audio, and you direct, and you all write together and make the movies together. Like, you don't need a huge crew to make a movie. Like, we made Zed's Dead with like 3 people. It was me, Sean, and we had a girl doing slate, and Sean was doing FX. You know, I was moving lights around when we had lights. And the girl was holding the boom once in a while. Like, it was like we used lav mics mostly for the movie, so we didn't really need to mess with audio that much. And then some scenes we needed a boom, and the script girl would hold the boom.
Yeah, a lot of times you don't need big
We don't need big crews.
Yeah.
And that's what I was trying to tell this girl. Like, she had this huge crew, and she felt like she needed a second AD and a second camera and like all this stuff. And I'm like, you can make a movie for like $2,000 if you do it the right way.
Yeah.
So
Well,
she
that's
met
the
this
bump that
guy
was-
that shoots and edits, and so I think them together, they can make, you know. And she actually messaged me saying that I inspired her to make a movie with a small crew, and she's
Good.
working on a script
Awesome.
right now. And,
Good.
That's great.
awesome.
Oh yeah.
Good.
but yeah, she spent like $20,000 on this feature, and I'm just like, damn, I could have made like 5 movies with $20,000.
Exactly. Exactly.
But that's what you got to learn, and you know, being at a young age, like that, like she is, like
Yeah, I was just,
it's a lot of bumps and bruises that you're gonna get. You're gonna get kicked around. You're gonna get thrown around.
You know,
It's,
right.
Chris did wasn't a symposium, but you had I don't remember. It was you addressed a large crowd at your former studio.
Oh
And
yeah,
you
it
had
was like
mentioned
a,
that, and we talked about it to the crowd, which is, man, this takes a lot out of you. You got to be willing to
it's
sacrifice
hard.
and lose. You're gonna lose a
yeah.
lot.
I've always told people it's not easy to make a movie. Like, it's very difficult and it's very stressful. It consumes your life while you're writing to the end product. It consumes you. Like,
It does.
you don't have
A lot of
time for
stress involved.
anything else. And you know, if it was easy, everybody would do it. But you got to have a very big will.
well, like I said, a lot of
inside you to do
people
it.
think they know how to do it. A lot of people think they know how that they can do it. Or,
They don't understand what goes into it.
It's so intricate.
It's so hard.
Yeah, the
And,
intricacies of just putting it all together. Like I said, it's poetry.
and I feel like I say this every week, but making a movie is a miracle.
Yep.
Any movie that's ever made, I don't care if they got $1 or $300 million, it's a miracle that the movie exists. Like, you have a copy of a Blu-ray in your hand. It's a miracle.
Man.
Yeah.
And what to your point, what you mentioned, I don't remember if her name was Mace or the movie, but you mentioned her.
Mace is the young director.
Okay,
Yeah,
Mace saying that she was inspired by you to make another film and keep the cast or the crew low and things like
Right.
that. That inspiration goes a lot further and
does.
lasts a lot longer on this earth than anything else.
Sure.
It is leaving that and passing it on
Right.
because we've experienced it by listening to bands like Chimera or Gojira or Joy Division, and we're seeing movies, and then you kind of take that and the miracle of it produces another one, and then somebody sees that, and then they go, "Oh man, that'd be cool," and then you're like, you either help them do it or bring them on and be like, "Hey, you want to come see? Maybe we can help you."
And that's the thing. In our area, with our level of talent, there's no reason to make a movie for more than $5,000. Like
Yeah.
that should be the actual max that you make a movie for, because you can't make it back.
Mhm.
Like there's no platforms out there to be able to make $5,000 back. Like I told you, with Housewives Slasher, we had $3,000 was our budget.
Yes.
I made that whole budget back on my 2 premieres at the Movie Co.
Mhm.
But you can't do that anymore. Like there's no way to do that.
Yeah.
So now we do Indiegogo, and Sean's got a big enough fan base to where we know we're making $5,000. We could put a pile of shit up there, and we're gonna make $5,000. We just know, because all his fans are gonna buy it. And it sucks that we can't like make more.
Yeah.
You know,
Like just limited.
We'd like to make $10,000 and then use that money to make a couple movies. But we front the money, make the movie, put out a trailer, put out the Indiegogo, make the money back, and then we move on to the next project. And it's kind of this running formula where we're obviously not getting rich doing this, but we're making a small profit and we're having fun doing it. It's fun to me.
Like I said, it's paying the bills, it's keeping everything on, and it's keeping everything interesting. It keeps the ball rolling. Pretty much what it is. What I would say is build a foundation of people, a core around of people, and you can make thousands of movies. Look the guys from Super Troopers. Look at the guys from like just any movie construct like that.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah, Kevin Smith. Small group of people, and just
you got all his buddies together, make Clerks for
Yeah.
$20,000, and then look what he's built. I mean, that guy's into everything.
Adam Sandler too. Adam Sandler has a core of people that he just works with, and he knows what they expect from him, and he just puts them in all his movies.
That's a little different though. Like I feel like Kevin Smith was like us. Like and I still think he's like us.
Well, he's also from Jersey.
He's got bigger budgets, but I think he's like us. Like he got his buddies together, wanted to make a movie. He's just super talented writer.
Yep.
And
he's got the vision. He's got the vision of just.
But that guy's in everything. Like he's in comic books now. He's in movies. Like he just does all kinds of stuff.
Love Kevin.
Right,
and
because when you usually read these autobiographies and biographies by directors and filmmakers, it usually starts out not like us or Kevin Smith, where it's like, yeah, I had an idea, and then this guy donates $50,000, and my dad happened to have a production company.
Exactly.
And, you know, we're real indie, and we're the ones kicking out.
That's
Like,
who you
ain't real indie.
No,
you know, we're
real indies like make a movie for $3,000.
I consider myself indie, but my dad's a billionaire and gave me the money. You know, my first movie was in a studio, but I'm an independent.
Yeah. No good.
I don't know, but we got to keep this community going. We got to put as much out there, and we want to just. For us to get built, we have to, get a good platform, get a good foundation, and just grow this community even more. So, like I said, it's shrinking a little bit because people are leaving, and because of but we have to do what we can to.
Yeah, trying to get new, fresh talent is very difficult.
It is.
I've found.
It is. So we got to do something. We got to create this big hub where people are going to be attracted to this area again. Right. Let's make it like another Atlanta.
I think the problem is young people nowadays are like entitled, and they feel like, oh, you should be paying me $500 a day. I know I haven't ever acted before.
Well, there's unrealistic expectations of what. Oh, that guy made X amount of money.
Yeah, and Sean was saying, people think that we're making thousands and thousands of dollars because we make movies and we're rich. And
yeah,
well, no, that's so far from the truth.
Also, they see feature film. They're like, "Oh, okay, budget."
That's
like,
so far from the truth. Like, we don't make shit, man. Like, and we make probably less now than we used to because there's no platforms. Like physical media, nobody's hardly buying it. Streaming services are shit. Like, you can't make money on them. If you get a distribution deal, they rip the hell out of you. They rip you off. Like, it's crazy. Like I see. Dustin going to Wild Eye, man.
Yeah, a couple movies like Animator to Ouija Mummy.
So bad.
Just got put out. I don't really know any details about it. He talks to me about it.
Let me tell you about Wild Eye. So I don't care if I'm on a radio. I'll tell him. So when I did Housewives Slasher, I back when Amazon was different. Like I put Housewife on Amazon just to stream. You can rent it for $3.99 or buy it for $9.99. And I just put it up there and just left it. I never promoted it or did anything. And I was making like $150 to $200 a month, just having it sit there and people were finding it and renting it.
It's awesome.
So it was up there for maybe 6-8 months, and Wild Eye approached me, and they were like, "Hey, we want to distribute your movie. We made it look real pretty. We'll give you half the profits. the net profits, blah, blah, blah. So we'll do a 4-year deal. Cool. I'm excited. It's my second movie I ever made. I'm excited that a distributor wants to distribute it.
Yeah.
Signed up. In 4 years, I made $312
Wow.
in 4 years. And it was funny because I was supposed to get a quarterly statement. Never got it unless I emailed them and asked for it. And the only times I would get money paid to me was when I shot them an email saying, "What the fuck are you doing to sell my movie? Like, what is going on?" "Oh, well, yeah, we're ending the quarter. We got a $180 check for you." So I got 2 checks from Wildlife in 4 years. And you're telling me that I was making this much money by people just finding it on Amazon, that they weren't selling any of that movie? Yeah, give me a break. So, but it's not just them. Like, it's like
It's all
pretty much
distributors,
all
yeah.
of them.
What I hear about this,
They prey on us.
from everybody.
You know, Adler and Associates, Wild Eye, like they're all like Indican. They're all the same. You know, they'll send you a when you get your quarterly statement, it's going to show you all these charges, and you know, oh, our movie lost $1,800 last quarter. Okay, but what are you going to do? Like, you can't prove that those charges are fake.
Yep.
You can't prove how many units they sold. It's all just numbers on paper. They can put anything they want, and there's no way for me to prove it or know.
Absolutely.
And what am I going to do? Get an attorney? Like, no, you're not. So, and they know this, so they just continue to do it, and we continue to give them our movies to sell. But screw that. I mean, we're not.
No,
I don't do it anymore. The distribution game. Sean distributes our movies, and you know, like I said, we don't get rich on them, but you know, make a few bucks here and there.
Yeah.
But it sucks, man, the way they prey on us. And I always tell young filmmakers, I'm like, the distributor's job is to rip you off, and your job is to not get ripped off.
That's so true.
And that's the way it is, as sad as it sounds. But
that's the business, though.
what are you gonna do?
You got to recognize the.
And I'm sure it's
the
like that
wolves
in the
cheap
movie.
clothing.
I'm sure it's like that in music and
Right.
whatever
Pay
else.
$20,000 for them to play your song. You know,
Right.
and it's like, no, I'm not paying $20,000 for anyone to play this.
Right.
Yeah.
And each
Like to
play you get what, like a tenth of a penny?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just it's stupid.
Well, definitely the music industry. Same thing with the music industry, where like the executives and these record companies, that's what they literally exactly what they do.
Right.
They do a upfront, and then you're done. Like that's all you get paid, and then they just make all the royalties off of everything. And that's
Yeah.
that's the same
Here's
thing.
the songs we would like you all to like. So
Yeah.
pick your favorites that are repetitious. Same with movies. Here's the same old Grown Ups 5. You know, here's a movie scientifically engineered to make you laugh every 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Where's the heart?
Yeah, there's no art in it.
Exactly.
There's, like, it takes out all the personality and individuality of all of entertainment. And you know what? Let's
Yeah, the movie industry has become very formulaic. I like there's some new filmmakers like Ari Aster that's came out. He made Hereditary, Midsommar. Like, he's bringing different, like
Yep.
the A24 movies are bringing different types of things to horror, and
And you can see they're
I
not being
really
controlled
like it.
by big studio. Like
Oh,
they're not being
yeah.
like they have full reign. They're putting their vision out there. They're not being
It's
like
good.
by like New Dimension is not in their like New Dimension ruined so many movies just in general. And the same thing with what was the other one that I forgot what it was called. But they just ruin movies. They just
yeah, it's
put
all
their hands in it.
formula.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler plus Drew Barrymore equals this much money. And
Yes.
they just put a pile of crap with them two in it, and
Yep.
people go see it.
yeah. But
It
they have
sucks.
One of our favorite films the last couple of years was The Lighthouse.
Yeah, and The Witch.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
The Witch.
yeah.
The guy
Like
did
those types
both
of
them,
movies are cool, man. Like,
amazing.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
We were talking about movies that don't fit the formula.
yeah, The Witch
Yeah.
was a A24.
That's what we like.
A24 movie.
And that's kind of one of the things, too, with us not being exploitative films and stuff, is we've kind of got the benefit of that with being around the Sleazebox Cats and the Gator Blade films, and us being slightly different.
Yeah.
You know, as Chris was describing us, that kind of works for our benefit because
Right. Yeah, it's
we
something
are
new.
all different. And yet, you know, our image is the chainsaw. You see the bloody door on the poster for Please Do Not Disturb, but we also give you something different.
Mhm.
You
Yes.
know, at the same time. So it makes you change it up to know
It's
your
different
audience.
offerings. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Giving that extra channel, of, you know, just different offerings.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
very key, and especially in this industry where we have to branch out and just
Yep.
build a community in general.
Blend styles, blend communities.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be how we build our foundation and how we grow exponentially is just building on the genre and other genres and subgenres and just reaching out to different areas of people that just want to make movies and like regardless of what the genre is, like you want to make a movie, here's some people that I know. This is how we're going to get it together, and that's how I think we will survive and grow and actually be maybe profitable probably in the next couple of years, hopefully. Just be profitable and keep it ringing, keep it going, and just, like I said, grow.
Yeah.
I don't know any more onto that, but we just got to build that community.
Yeah, I think we can keep building, and I think it's very possible that it can run parallel to the mainstream. There's no reason why, people can have the big layoff after COVID, and that might have even cleaned out some of the people.
Right.
Yeah.
I was saying, if you got a movie, like this is a great time
Right.
because all these places need content. There's no
Yes.
content, and they're dying for it.
Yeah.
I go to Redbox and they got the same shit in there for months.
Mhm.
They may add one movie a month where they used to put 5 or 6
Yeah.
a week in there.
Yeah. Every Thursday.
It's a
I think.
great time. It's a great time if you have something that's marketable to the mainstream to get something out there because there's
And the
nothing out
Redbox
there.
is a good place to meet people too, because I
Is that how you sell $5,000? You stand at the Redbox?
I go to the
Hey,
Redbox.
why don't you buy this instead of that?
Yeah, I talk to people and I was like, hey, what's going on? I put the poster up at the Redbox.
Well, that's where Sean puts his posters up too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go up there and talk to people. If I see them
Sometimes the
written, then I'm
movie
there.
will make its way in the red box.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
this movie makes its way into the Redbox.
Yeah, there we go.
You never know.
That's how you do it. But I think we could be like an Atlanta hub. Like we can do that. We're just a different type.
Well,
of
we got to
movie.
get tax incentives. That's why
Well,
we don't have that stuff.
Yeah, but like I said, if we do
There's just no reason.
but in our budgets, our tax incentives is pretty much negligible because our budgets and our
Well, yeah, you're talking about us. I'm talking about like Hollywood. coming in here
I don't
and
want
making
big Hollywood. I don't want big Hollywood because it actually takes away from what we do.
We can farm our own food here. We don't need
Yeah.
Monsantos and
Right.
special seeds.
Exactly. So
We got our
we
own
keep
harvest.
we have our formula. We just need to outreach it. We just need to, like I said, we don't want the Atlanta big money. We want
Yeah,
the
but
people.
Here's the thing. People like us, so if somebody came up to you and said, "Hey, I'm going to give you $100,000 to make a movie,"
Which
would
movie?
you be happy?
I want to know which movie.
No,
because
whatever
it's
movie you
for-
want to make.
Oh, well,
It was like
Then
our
that-
vision.
that-
You
our-
can't
our
touch it
further-
whatsoever in the
Yeah.
contract, and we'll sign.
what we've got written in our binder and
Right.
drawn.
I read
That's
your
what we wanna
script. I
make.
love your script. I want to give you $100,000 to make this movie. You'd be happy about that,
I
right?
could do it. Yeah.
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 Do it.
That's not going to happen unless we have tax incentives.
Yeah.
Well,
Now,
we
yeah,
just might not make it with $100,000.
I've made 2
Still
movies. I've
trying.
made one for 75,000. I've made another one for like 78,000. And those investors are never going to make their money back. And there were no tax breaks for them.
Yeah.
Like, why would somebody give you that much money to make a movie?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing in it for them because I've figured out the way you make your money back on a movie is make it for under 5,000 or over $1 million. That's the two parts where you can make money back because if you got $1 million, you can market your movie. And if you got $5,000, you only got to sell a few copies of your DVDs or whatever, do an Indiegogo, and you can make your money back. So if you're making a $50,000 movie or a $20,000 movie, impossible to make your money back. It's impossible because the distributor's going to take all your money. You're not going to be able, you don't have that big of enough following to sell that many copies of your movie or do a Kickstarter to raise $20,000. Unless you have a Kardashian type following, it's impossible to do. He's getting there. I know he's getting
I
there.
mean, if you just make a really badass product.
But here's the thing, man. If you can have the greatest movie in the world ever made,
Mhm.
if nobody knows it's there, nobody's going to buy it. That's
all
where
in that-
marketing comes in.
Yeah.
And marketing is very expensive. That's why the $1 million movies have that money to put a commercial on TV or
Well, yeah.
blow up
yeah.
Facebook with these ads and whatever. We don't have that kind of money at disposal because all our money's going towards the production. Like we don't have any after production money to throw into marketing. So unless you have that, how do you make it? Like there's no way.
I guess we just don't worry about that. We just keep doing
Things
it.
will just fall in order, man. You
Yeah.
know, just keep doing what you
If
love
not, we'll
doing,
just
man. Hopefully
be the
that one day.
Fugazi of film.
Yeah.
You
But back
never-
to my thought, like if someone gave you $100,000 and
Yeah.
they had tax incentives that covered $50,000 of that, which is possible.
Yeah.
Now that person only dropped $50,000. Okay. And it's obviously easier to make 50 grand back as opposed to 100 grand back. So the tax incentives not being there are keeping investors from putting money into movies like us. So we're stuck in this circle of making $3,000 movies over and over and over and over, where we can't make a movie. We can't show people, hey, look what I can do with this much money, you know, and because nobody's going to take a chance on you because they can't make their money back. Now, if you can find an investor that says, yeah, I'll give you 100 grand. I don't care about making my money back. I just want my name on a movie. Cool.
Yeah, right. I believe in you guys.
Cool. But, you know, and I feel like my movie Seeing Evil, we had a doctor invest, and he was like narcissist, like just wanted to be able to brag to all his buddies, hey, I'm a movie producer. You know what I mean? And that's really the only reason why he gave us the money to make the movie. So he could put his name on it, and he had a little role in it. We put a role in for him.
But a lot of times, if you get like budgets or anyone to invest like that, they want some tooling. They want to be able to like input and.
Oh yeah, well,
Like, they
Seeing
want-
Evil, he told us I want to make a movie about someone that gets struck by lightning. That's all he said. So we were like, you're gonna give us 75 grand? Okay. So we wrote a script about a guy that gets struck by lightning, and you know, and that's what we made the movie on. And then Crazy Lake, you know, me and Jason were gonna make that movie for $10,000. We were gonna do a one location, local talent, you know, whatever. And we had a doctor come in, and we had another guy that was a producer that we had met on another shoot, and they wanted to be a part of it. So they were like, well, we'll put in this much money and you can use all our gear and our crew and all this stuff. And now guess whose movie that is? Not me and Jason's.
Yep.
And through the process, they started changing things a little bit. Like I went 2 days yelling, arguing about what the killer's going to wear. Like we had this all planned out. Oh no, he's going to wear this and this and this. I'm like, dude, that's not the character. Like we made this character specific, and you're changing it. And he won. He had the money.
Yeah, we've dealt with that. With hey,
So,
can you
sucks.
add nudity in or some chicks? And it's like, do you have the chicks? Like, we're not going to do it.
Yeah. And a lot of times these producers don't have an idea of what they just want to see what they want to see on screen. They don't really have any resale value. They have no understanding of what it's going to do for the movie, like the rhythm of the movie. They just don't. They just, like I said, they have the money. They think they can buy everything. They can just put their input that it's gold. Like that's literally their mentality whenever money's involved.
And that's when it becomes not your vision anymore.
Yep.
And that's you know, it's not what it's about.
But it's a two-way. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. Like, yeah, you guys can make your movies the way you want to make them, and spend, you know, your $3,000-$5,000. I don't know what you guys spend on your movies, but I'm sure it's not a lot.
A couple bucks.
Yeah. So, you know, but yeah, you're making your visions, but you're again stuck in this little circle of doing the same thing over and over and over, and you're not able to get a nice big camera and real audio gear and, like, you know, high-end stuff to make something that's pretty, you know what I mean? And that's the difference, you know, and it is a difference. Like, you can look at my movie Zed's Dead and look at my movie Crazy Lake, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy how different they are. And it sucks. It sucks that we don't have those resources to us that we can make something for 50 grand. Like, what would you guys do with 50 grand? Like, you probably wouldn't even know what to do with it, right?
Well, I think we both know which one we would make right away.
Yeah.
We're kind of more like rodeo guys that just like riding the horse.
Right.
The bull.
So
you can make an amazing movie. You know, when you write a script, you just got to keep in mind your budget the whole time.
Yeah.
You can't
Right.
write a
And that's
script
the
and be
problem.
like, I want like a million actors.
We got to have this UFO, and it's
Yeah,
like, good luck
yeah.
with that.
Special effects.
We're gonna rob a bank. Good luck filming in their parking lot.
Yeah.
Right.
You
It
just
seems
gotta
like you
keep
got
your scripts really simple
Right.
and just sweet and like, you know.
Yeah.
you guys are more story. Like I seem like
Yeah.
your guys' movies are
More
more
dialogue
about the
heavy
story and the
story.
dialogue, and like me and Sean's movies are about the nudity and gore. Like
Yeah.
our plots are like ridiculous, but you know we got a
Mhm.
bunch of naked girls and a bunch of cool.
But they got a
Like-
formula. They got a
legs getting
formula
cut
they
off
use,
and
and
heads
then
getting cut off, and obviously there's a market for both.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like wrestling.
And you just
There's
need
a
to tap it.
Benoit, and then there's like the comedy wrestler. You know?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
everybody has their niche and their thing for the
Mhm.
wider audience to appreciate.
Yep, and it's all just like Renoir. It's pretty much just everyone's little niche, and it's creating a big canvas
Mhm.
of just different blotches here, and it's all going to come together.
Right.
And that's generally what this industry is,
Right.
pretty much. Yeah.
Because at these events, you'll get a King James or one
Yeah.
of our movies with the Sleazebox films and other things
Yeah.
like that, and there's more branch because if you go to meet the woman who was in Creep Show or Night of the Creeps, you might not be aware of all the local stuff or any of that thing, or you might not be in there for the Sleazebox guys, but you're an action film guy, and then
Yeah.
you walk over here and this dude's selling action stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it works out with the community level too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, like I said, building the community, you got to just build that foundation of, good niche and just build each block. Each movie is a different block, and we just build it, make a couple bucks here, make a couple bucks here, and eventually we can actually start to make higher, but we got to build the foundation.
I think if I make a movie that loses money, I'll be done. Like I won't do
Yeah.
it ever again.
Well, I mean, there's always that chance.
All right, let me put it another way: money that I spent
Yeah.
on the movie, and
Yeah.
it obviously it's best to try to use other people's money,
Yes.
but
But like I said, each movie
Sometimes that
should be a
doesn't
building
always work.
block. And like I said, you make some more money on a block, you make some more money on another block, and just ultimately you build a pot, and then you start to make bigger budget, and then that budget you start to build with bigger blocks and bigger foundation, and then ultimately just the blocks get bigger, and that's ultimately what you just do.
Yeah, we
expand your pool.
We could be one of the founding blocks of
Yeah.
what becomes a huge scene one day.
Exactly.
We might not be the ones who are supposed to be the ones who pulled
Exactly.
into Tampa.
Right.
We just got the attention over here,
Yeah,
and
sure.
they came.
Like there could be a lot of blocks. Like I said, we're not big blocks. We're very little blocks. But the more we put together, and the more blocks that we put next to each other and build on top of each other,
It's like a storefront or a
Yeah.
strip mall, because we kind of operate more like the American Stage Theater down in St. Pete, where
Yeah.
we're kind of local theater. We just happen to videotape it, and then
Yeah.
we sell each one we sell is like a seat,
Yep.
Right.
pretty much.
Mhm.
And, that's how kind of our filmmaking approach style is. It's a different formula. You guys have a great formula too.
I
And
wouldn't
it
say
sound-
great,
Well,
but
it sounds like
works.
you
It's a
figured
working
one
formula.
out for now.
It's
Yeah.
working for us
But you can get that
on a
circle
very
to
small
start,
scale.
start
Yeah.
spreading out instead of blocking someone throwing that jab every time. You're working to get hooks and stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you can build that circle bigger and bigger.
Yep.
And so I agree with you, Tony.
and I think that's how we will make our industry here in the Tampa Bay area successful and branch out as far as we want it.
It's funny because me and Sean talked for hours about how we can make the movie for less, and like I think Zed's Dead being $1,100 was like, I think that's the actual least amount of
Yeah.
money you can spend to make a movie over 5 or 6 days, however many days we shot. I think it was 6 total.
Well, like I said, it's whatever helps the net. Like if the net, that's where you have to build your pot from. You build your pot from the net.
Right.
Just keep
But
it
our
nesting.
but our conversations are like, well, maybe we just don't feed the people this day, and
I remember that day. That day sucked.
we're paying this person $20. Maybe we can get them to do it for 10. Like it's just ridiculous the conversations we have on how to skimp and make things super cheap.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Still, what we do.
Yeah. Find purpose for things and put it to work.
Yeah. But on that note, once again, thank you guys for joining us on the Killer Collab podcast. Once again, joined Chris Lato from Reaper Films, and we got Mike and Steve from We Massacre Productions. Thank you guys for joining us. You guys have a wonderful day. Stay happy, stay healthy. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, and so you get notified every time we put out a new podcast. You guys, thank you.